Hi everyone, it's Crappy Kathy here with Challenge Accepted, and we're doing 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. And I'm also doing Punched Out Thursday, so I've got a lot of punches and die cuts in this layout. And I'm also doing the Dotty About Flair prompts that go with each day's sketch. Today's sketch is one that I almost didn't know what to do with. It looks like torn paper sections, and this is looks like an intentionally blurred photo, almost like it was maybe printed on vellum or something. And then there's a like words to live by kind of thing, an arrow that looks like it may be doodled. Either another photo or some sort of image like a Project Life card or something like that, and an attached a little note, some foliage, looks like a little bit of washi tape. There's so many ways you can interpret this. To me, the swirly, curvy lines in here just kind of struck me that they look like feathers. Actually, it was in the photo that it looks like feathers kind of obscuring the photo. So my interpretation of this is going to be feathers. So I've got a giant stencil, and in a minute I may be able to tell you whose stencil this is. Pretty sure it's the Crafter's Workshop because it's one of my older stencils, but I'm not seeing their printed information on here, so it may not be. It may be over in a corner that I can't see right now, so I'll check in a minute. So I'm going to just do a background. The photo I'm using is one that my son, who's visiting with his dad's family after his dad's passing night before last, and everybody's exchanging photos and telling stories about Jim. And one of the photos was this one of him standing by a tree dressed up in his cowboy gear. And his dad was a horse trainer, and lots of involvement in that. And he always had horses around. There was always riding and cowboying to be done. And so this photos, there was another kid in the picture, his former stepbrother, but you know, we didn't have his permission to use it, so I cropped it, and I love this photo. I just love it. One thing I'm going to do, the prompt from DAF is for distressed edges, and I haven't distressed these, and I'll forget it. I used several different pattern papers here, mostly like scraps that I took whatever size they were, and I mixed up the colors because by the time I get the Calvinball points on here, that we'll have all these colors anyway. But I did want to print the photo. I filtered it with a filter, I forget the name of it, Campfire or Camping or Camp Out or something like that in the Prisma app. And it gave it a really, to me, kind of an authentic Western sort of look. And it's going to go right here. The feathers are going to be in these Distress Oxide colors, and the embellishments are going to be all these colors. So we're going to end up with a mess. We'll see. We shall see. And I have die cut some glitter leaves and some vellum sunshines and some glitter sunshines. And I have punched out circles of things. And I may or may not have covered some of the circles with some old acetate, or not acetate, but epoxy stuff that I had left over from when I had an epiphany machine. So let's get started now. I'm gonna start down at the bottom of the feathers with this lime green, and I'm actually going to do the bottom of all the feathers. Some of them are facing up and some are facing down. And so I'm gonna start with the down part. And I almost thought I would use this as a stamping platform, but it may be able to hold some Calvinball points there. Okay, that one now I've got this. This is salvaged patina, which is gonna take us from the greenish to the blue. And this has moved on me. I pushed too hard. Okay, I'm just gonna I have no idea how that's gonna turn out, and we may end up covering that up, I guess. And I may do some water spritzing just to kind of get the colors moving around. Okay, I think that's enough of that. Now we're going to be switching to a couple of blues. I'm going to take the Salty Ocean next. And let's see. I'm going to go over some of that salvaged patina. Maybe back in there. I'll try to do some blending here. Maybe even kind of come down here with that. The water spritzing should help get more of an ombre kind of look. As the colors kind of meet and change a bit. Salty Ocean, and now Mermaid Lagoon to finish it off. And it's very close to Salty Ocean, so that one will blend in nicely. And what do feathers have to do with the photo? Not a freaking thing, I guess. I'll make a connection here. In the pasture where the horses grazed, there were also chickens. And the chickens actually the stallions were kept in stalls, and the chickens love to lay their eggs in the hay manger in each stall. Whoops, that's the books. Okay, let's do our big reveal here and see what that's gonna look like. Okay, not a bad background. It's not perfect, but I almost think that the blending is fine. What's kind of cool, and I do this intentionally sometimes, is I'll move the stencil so that I get this outline or kind of shadow sort of look, and it happened accidentally here, but I love how it looks. Okay, so now this guy can actually move around freely. And first thing I'm gonna do is put the photo down, and we'll start, and I want to get the little cluster down at the bottom too. I've got quite a few layers of paper on the back of this, so I only need one layer of foam, I think. Let's see. It's kind of smack dab in the middle there. I know I will probably want to be putting some things at the top, so I'm going to go ahead and set it there. And then we'll look at this. Now this has saying, "Life is a beautiful ride." And while nothing is perfect, I'm gonna get my paper clip going here and see how I'm gonna put that together. I had an idea there for a minute. This says "Paint Me Pretty." It has diagonal stripes, and it's a speech bubble, and it's a paper clip, and I'm gonna put a piece of flare on it. It's not a perfectly round piece, so I'm gonna put the flare kind of off to the side. And the flare has an argyle pattern, so it has the diamond shape. So I don't need a diamond shape from anywhere else. And I have an avocado that can maybe slide in underneath the flare. And you can still see the speech bubble part. Okay, so I'm going to, and these are Project Life cards from the set I was using yesterday, which is the Bloom edition. And that box and several other boxes were given to me by John for birthday gifts. That was kind of his thing, to go down to Michael's. Okay, I'm gonna put this, just kind of center it right under there, slightly angle that, and that ought to be down there. I get my banner here, I get my saying here, I get my flowers there. So that's all good. Okay, I'm gonna pull some of my larger elements, and one of, I think my largest, is this sloth carrying a backpack and headphones. And I'm gonna kind of put him here on the photo. I figure images like this are great when you have photos of kids, because it's something that they might think was funny. And okay, I also want to add this little guy to the mix. It's and I get a point for stapling, and a point for vellum, and a point for including the words "best day ever" somewhere on the page. Another fairly large item that I have is this Cactus Sticker. I guess I could do it like that. And that's not too out of place in a cowboy scenario, right? I think maybe wherever that cactus is, there might have been a bunny rabbit. So I'm gonna put a bunny rabbit right there, kind of doing a little bit of a scene there, making a scene, you know how that works. This is a die cut sunshine, and I'm going to put it kind of over here because in any chance I get not to obscure the photo, that would be great. This is my layered sticker, and it's had a surfing term on it. So I put a penny on top because you get a point for a coin as of today's rules. And I'm gonna kind of stick it right there for no particular reason. Get rid of the stuff. I want to start adding in my die cut leaves because these are an essential part of the sketch, and they're also kind of essential to the punched out Thursday situation. And I've got my glue. I kind of had it flowing this morning, and it has dried up again. So let's do this. Yeah, it's been a strange week. I'm gonna put this here. Get it under there. And I've got another one that I thought could go like right there where that is coming out. And I have more to choose from depending on how the rest of the embellishing goes. If it looks like I need to fill in a spot or kind of add some whatever the name is for that kind of leafy, airy look, we can do that. Now I thought I would also do this sunflower. I could maybe do it under the vellum, but that doesn't look so great. Maybe back here. That obscures too much of that feather. I'm really just gonna do it right here and maybe do some other things around it. Okay, there. And I have this half of a hot air balloon. Let's see if the hot air balloon works. That's better. And I kind of like the look of that. It could also go here, but then you lose the little bottom part. I'm going to put it down here. And I am sure when I put this out in the 30 Days of Sketches album, people are going to say, where's the sketch? What is that? I've got this little half of a rocket ship, and it's going in this direction. That might, I like the colors. That actually looks pretty nice right there. Okay, now I have a wood grain scalloped edge, and I think it would go nicely right along in there. So I'll layer it right on top of that sunflower, and it won't hide enough to hurt anything. That gets me the wood grain and the scalloped edge points. And it seems no. Don't want that. It seems appropriate given the tree in the photo. I'm going to scooch it in enough that you can still see the center of the sunflower. There's a torn paper point, and I'm going to go ahead and do that under the photo, kind of over on this side of things. Work that in under there. And this is a ruler. So I'm gonna insert that in a different layer of the paper, but kind of overlapping that. It gives it a little bit of dimension and a little different look. I have a film strip piece, and this should go by the photo, maybe like so. This is the very tail end of this washi tape. I will be finishing a washi tape roll. So that's exciting. That's always news when that happens. Okay, and I have a bit of a Viewmaster. Let's see, that might work right in there. Okay, that's that punch of black and white is great. There is a point for black and white pattern paper, and I don't think I have any right here at my desk, but I will reserve the right to add that. Nope, I don't see it. There's a tiny little bit of a thing there. Now, the original had right in here had an arrow, and this is, I have two arrows here. I could use this green one. Or this blue one. And I kind of like the blue one. And then I can find a little word strip or something to go there. So I will save the green one. Put it up there. Let's go with, I've got this this is something I made with one of those. This is a, I think it's called Toy Story or Toy Box. It was a kid's collection from several years ago by Carta Bella. I wanted to say Bella Boulevard, and that's not it. And it had these dinosaurs dressed up in cowboy outfits. So I thought, since he's dressed up in a cowboy outfit, he even has the bandana around his neck. He's got the hat and the bandana. So I thought that would be cute right there. And I'm going to try to hide half of this guy under there. This is the catacorn. There's a point for a cat. And the color doesn't go with anything else, but it's whimsical. That's what I say. It's whimsical. There's a cut file point, and this is a rainbow shape. So I get a rainbow shape and cut file point. Now, if I had cut it out of black and white paper, I'd have my black and white point. I'm gonna do that. And I've got the cloud right there. What else can I do? I don't need a speech bubble because I have that. Ephemera. This is something I saved. It was a really cute tag from a pair of shoes that are apparently not only beyond my price range, but beyond my ability to understand the significance of in modern day pop culture, and I have no idea what that means. So that, I guess that's the point of that assessment. Okay, down where that joins, I'm going to put my button, and I found a really cool button that has a fish on it. So that's going to be my fish point and my button point. And it's going to go right there. Okay, let's see. I have a party hat in case, in case this was somebody's birthday. I'm going to put the party hat maybe just right down here in a kind of a place that's not particularly well populated right now. And then I can layer something in underneath there, like, say, maybe the stack of books could maybe go right under the sunflower and by the party hat. And I kind of like that look, that it adds a couple more colors down there that look cute. I've got a pineapple here, and I have no idea where I'm going to put it. How about maybe right here? The color scheme goes well. I have a mushroom, which could be over here in the same field with the rabbit and the cactus. What do we think about that? We think that's kind of let's see, what's my word? Whimsical. That's my defense for my crazy Calvinball pages. They're whimsical. Come on. Okay. And I have my silver Mickey ears. That's going to go right here on the flare. I didn't have it face pointing the right way. Let's do that. There we go. And so it looks like the avocado is talking to the Mickey ears. I have a flamingo. We got a flamingo on the list. And I have flamingos in this little sticker set. And they're so cute. That's that sticker set from Liz Ketter. She said she looked at the sticker set and she immediately thought of me for Calvinball and and Ava, who was actually into crafting at the time, and she's kind of moved away from that now. I have a little tiny house here that gets me the house point. And I thought the house could be over here underneath the clouds and the hot air balloon on the best day ever. I have a ticket that is so cute. I don't know where this ticket came from, but it's cute as it can be. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of slide it in right there. And then we can do something else on top of it. I have this clock face. Let me kind of scooch it in right here. I didn't want to put the arrow because I didn't want to cover it with other embellishments. And this is an example of when I want to tuck things in, I don't want to obscure things that are already there. Okay, so there's that. Now I just kind of put that there. I have a half of a carousel that may need to go down here. And it's not a carousel point these days, it's an amusement park. Here is I get a coffee point and a penguin point. This is a penguin drinking a Starbucks. And I have half of him. And it's this left half. I actually have the other half too. I don't know if that's gonna squeeze in there. How about if I squeeze it behind the books? Because one of our favorite Starbucks to go to is at Barnes & Noble. There we go. You can barely see the coffee cup right there, but you can see that it's a penguin. I'm going to put a little tiny airplane in the sky over here by the hot air balloon. And we'll hope that the plane doesn't hit the balloon or vice versa. Come on. The one I can grab hold of is one of those crazy double ones. Okay, this is not fun. And I really need to get these things pulled out before filming. It was easier when there were more and they moved around freely, but there's some static electricity going on now. I love that blending of the oxides, and that's without water. I'm just so happy with it. And it's those brushes. Y'all are going to tell me it's those brushes. Okay, so there. Now I've got a fish. It's a tiny fish. I didn't want, and I'm going to put him up here on the ticket just to give him a place so that he's not out kind of on his own. And I'm going to try to put him so that he shows, but I want the orange top of the ticket to show too. Okay, there we go. And I have a rub-on. Let me see if the rub-on will transfer onto this ticket, onto this vellum or acetate or whatever that material is, arrow. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna just use the word details, and it's in a typeface, typewriter font, so I get that point. And I'm gonna I'll go look for word strips because I get those too, but I usually do that last. Now this is gonna be tough because it may not transfer. It seems to be sticking, so that's a good sign. And I guess I'll do this up on camera so you can see. It seems to be working. It hasn't, you know how rub-ons kind of turn gray when they've transferred and the top paper lifts. Well, it's not doing that, so we'll see. Well, look, it worked. It worked, it worked, it worked. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of glue right behind the word so that it won't show through the transparent part of the arrow there. And I'm going to do that. And with that word details on it, you can really see the arrow a lot better, can't you? It's exactly the same blue that we have in a couple places out there, so I'm happy with that. Okay, I have a tag that has a ribbon on it. I'm gonna kind of place this maybe right there. That's also my wood veneer and hearts, but I'm gonna cover all but one heart with another wood veneer, which is my travel element. We get a point for having something travel related, and bless his heart, he did have a suitcase when he would go visit his dad. So I'm gonna kind of scooch it down so you can get two hearts there. I've got this, which is my chipboard element, and I almost don't want to use it. I'm gonna cut it in half and try to hide it somewhere, one side or the other. Maybe right there on top of the rainbow. How about that? I'll do that right up, and it, okay, so we've got the rainbow here and the ticket there, and there's that. Now we need acrylic points, and I am just gonna use these stars. I'm gonna use some more greenery in a minute. But let me get these stars on. I'm gonna kind of go here with one. These are 3 different blues, and it may be that these 3 acrylic stars came from different vendors. They happen to be the same size, but one's a little bit thicker than the others, and one's clear and one's not. So I honestly don't know where they came from. I need the color purple on there, and the only amount of purple I'm comfortable with is this little enamel dot, so I'm going to do that. Now let's get some more of this greenery around. I think maybe kind of let's see. I've got another, it's got to be the right shape, you know. I can do this one here. This one, having one go in an upward direction, the other go downward is fine. That always looks nice. Okay, and I'm going to keep it all on this side like it was in the original. And I've just moved a star that I didn't want to move. Okay, so I'm going to layer this maybe right here. Maybe have something down in here. Okay, I like that idea. Oh, okay. I like this one because it's shorter and fatter. There we go. And then this one I'm actually going to cut shorter and just use a bit. Kind of right in there. Okay. And I don't think I need that. Do I have vellum in there? Yes, I have vellum here. So I don't need these other bits, but I kind of like this one, the contrast that one would have right here against that blue. So I'm going to use it, and for purposes, for these purposes, instead of a sunshine, which I've already got, I'm going to call that a gear. I don't get any points for gears, but it's appropriate on a layout about a kid. I've got this, which is a bit of a doily, and I'm going to cut out one of the little circly bits in it and find a discrete place for it. And we'll see if that finishes it. I will do a little bit of journaling right there to get my handwriting and the date on there. Let me put this maybe, don't want to put it there. Maybe underneath there. So it almost looks like a ship's wheel. Okay, and I don't, but yeah, I do. That is a tag. There's a something wonderful. Oh, I should get these things picked out beforehand, because I always faraway places and daring adventures. That sounds good. It's I think I'm gonna use the daring adventures part. And let's see, do I want it here? I don't want to cover up his little belt. So maybe here. There we go. And I've got another one on here. I'm gonna, there's one here that says, "How old are you?" And I didn't take this picture, so I don't know how old you are. I don't know how old he is in this picture. And so I'm gonna put this here, maybe just kind of tuck it right there as sort of an inside joke. He's bringing me all these photos to scrap, or sending them to me, and I have no idea when they were or what the circumstances were, what the story is. So I'm not gonna be putting much, doing much to put a date there. I wish I had some little something. I'm gonna do another little glittery thing, maybe right there, just because I think it's cute, and there's a kind of an abrupt transition there that's not great. Kind of slide that there, and that makes it kind of a transition from there to there. So I'm good with that. Maybe, I keep wanting to use these pieces because it's Punched Out Thursday, and I want to use all my die cut and punched pieces. And like I said, I will be adding handwriting there. I will get a date so that there's something there. Okay, that's it. I'm going to call it done. It looks nothing like the sketch, and I think that's kind of the point of a sketch, is to get you started and give you some ideas. And I took the paper clip and the two things here. I've got an arrow there, some greenery over here, a photo there, and some swirly stuff around it. The swirly stuff being feathers. So thank you for watching, and I hope you like it, and I hope you're inspired to go out and try something goofy that doesn't look like anything else you've ever seen. So go figure. Thanks for watching. Bye.